I have been enamored with the female form all of my life, from a very early age, and I have received a fair degree of negative feedback for this penchant of mine. From the early age of 5, I recall my dear grandmother Gertrude, my very Christian grandmother, finding me drawing a pair of female boobies and chastising me, saying, "Wait until your father gets home." That's right, I lived with my grandmother because my womanizing ne'er-do-well father could not really make ends meet at that time. And I was to be punished severely for my passion. I didn't let that stop me, and since I have never apologized for this. So profound was my passion for my proclivity that I developed it into a talent. I was self-taught as an artist, and I painted many subjects. With no real chance for formal education, I learned through trial and error, and I learned on the job painting with other artists. When I went out to California, I found myself painting billboards for Sunset Boulevard in Studio City in North Hollywood. The tools of my trade started with crayons and advanced to pencils, then brushes and oil paint and canvas. I dared myself quite a lot. In fact, as a youngster, I walked into a newspaper office and put down some sketches and was hired as an editorial artist. In later years, I put my money behind my art and did some self-publishing. Yep, I continued unapologetically with my passion. And one day I went to Paris and went to the Louvre, and I saw all these great artists that depicted nude forms of both men and women. And I thought to myself, that's beauty, that's art. Sunsets are beautiful. Human form is beautiful. It's just amazing. It's spectacular. It speaks to me. And if they can do it, why can't I? What's the difference? What is the difference between my drawing as a 5-year-old of boobies and the Michelangelo's David, the nude statue, or the great work of Andrew Wyeth, who painted the woman with whom he had an affair, the woman he cheated on his wife with? I wasn't doing anything like that. He depicted his lover, and many artists did this, and they were famous for it, and they were unapologetic, you see. So what has happened with me in later years is I met my life's love early on when we were 19 and 24, and I began painting her. At some point, my tools changed. I began photographing her with a 35 millimeter camera, and then I began filming her with a phone, much like you're seeing me on right now, right? So still doing the same thing that I was chastised for as a child, I do now, and I am still chastised. But this is kind of a lesson in life, isn't it? Do what you love. Don't be a person that likes what you know. Know what you like. Don't let other people dictate what you should like. You like what you like, and you be true to yourself. Let your truth speak and let it burst forward. Okay, that's what I've done all my life, and I'm still receiving negative feedback. In fact, now a lot more, which is funny, and it's ironic because we are aging. We know we will be well past this in the blink of an eye. My wife is aging. She's nearing 60. I don't know how long I can photograph her. I'd like to photograph her until the end, that's capturing her as I see her. And I've done this in great detail and at great length for a very long time. But again, the tools have changed. It's currently not oil and canvas. It is this medium of photography. And publishing content on the internet, it has become more lucrative than any medium I have used before, because I have adapted and changed. But it's still art. It's still what drives, what motivates me. And so I want people to understand when they are criticizing people for content that you're cramming a lot of different souls together in one batch. You're painting with a broad brush, if I may. Think about Botticelli's 15th century iconic painting, The Birth of Venus, that celebrates the female form. Very sensual. For more contemporary artists, think of Alberto Vargas and his enduring, beautiful, sensual pinup paintings. Think of Frank Frazetta and his illustrious career as a fantasy artist. And all of these sensual paintings of nude and semi-clad female and male forms that stir the human spirit. Some may say that some of today's content creators are not demonstrating any talent whatsoever, or even skill, but rather just creating crude imagery to stimulate, to arouse. This may be the case, but who am I to judge? We are all different. We all have different motives and objectives. Mine is to create something that I am passionate about, to create art. All different levels of talent. They're not all the same. You know, we publish calendars of my wife. She's just been to me, has appeared to me a very sexy, very inspiring form. She takes really good care of her body, and I have portrayed her. And I find that to be innocent and pure. And I find sharing that content and monetizing that content to be innocent and pure, just as an actor. In fact, I am an actor. I just enjoy the creative process. I have appeared in motion pictures and television. Anything creative, that's me. Let me not end this without giving thanks to those who show such gratitude and appreciation for what it is I do, what it is we do. Those people are very motivating, and I do thank you. There are a lot more of you than there are of the critics and the hateful people, and that is the natural order of the world, isn't it? There are more good people than bad, right? It has to be that way. That is the way it is. Otherwise, we wouldn't have survived this long as a species. So, be hopeful, be joyful, judge not, but rather focus on your own endeavors, except for when you have something nice or inspiring to say to others. I just wanted to share this with you, and it's kind of a life lesson. Again, do what you want to do. Let the haters hate. Let the art critics critique. Let them all make their living tearing you down if they will. But just be yourself and be honest. In the end, you will find success and you will find your passion, okay? I just wanted to share some of my story with you. And as always, I thank you for watching. Be well.